Hello, it's Mr. Pastor again, this time with a video on how to complete the vocabulary project. So let's turn the Def Leppard off for a minute. I've got their new album, Diamond Star Halos, and their song, You Rock Me. Oh man, it's such a rocker that you got to hit pause twice to stop it. So let's go to Wheelersburg.net, and hopefully I click on the right name again. You go to schools, Wheelersburg High School. Teacher web pages, and this is where I need to click on the right name. There we go. Okay, Mr. Pastor, and the Q1 vocab project. Okay, sorry, I said vocab. I've been watching a lot of a plethora of SpongeBob. For the handmade definitions, you handwrite them. Definition first, then the word. Okay. As for the title of the dictionary you use, just write it above all the definitions. Okay, you should use either one dictionary or one web page for all of them. Write the web address above that. For the word cousins, what you have to do is take 15 words and find cousins for them. For example, say you have the word construed, which means interpreted in a certain way. One cousin could be misconstrued, which would mean wrongly interpreted or taken the wrong way. Once you unveil that cousin, you explain how the cousin is formed and how to properly utilize it. These are called word derivatives. I actually have a Google Doc right here with one done for you. The word is activist. The cousin is activism. The explanation is the cousin activism is formed by removing the suffix ist, which means a person who takes action for or against a cause, and replacing it with ism, which means the belief or practice of taking action for or against a cause. And I had a Seinfeld example. Elaine engaged in fierce activism to ensure that no one would be purchasing fur coats from the Peterman catalog. It was a cold day in the Andes Mountains. Okay, you could imagine how that would work out. But that is a sentence using the word activism. And let's boldface it, shall we? Okay, we've got the sentence, we've got the explanation, we've got the cousin, we've got the word. So hopefully that helps you with the word cousin part. Snap caps, it's not social media. Don't worry about that. You draw pictures to represent the word. So let's take a word here. Okay. Um, let's say that you have apathetic, which means you do not care. All right. And let's say that for your picture, you draw a picture of your teacher saying, test tomorrow. Okay. That's the teacher. It's a really tall teacher. Maybe it's Big Dust. Okay. And you have a student saying, meh. Okay. You have a student saying, meh. That's apathetic. That means that the kid doesn't care. Let's call this kid Greg Heffley. Okay. He's like, meh. That's apathetic. So what you would do then, if you go back to your specifications, is you'd have your little doodle, okay, right there, and then you'd have a 1 to 3 sentence caption explaining how this epitomizes the word apathetic, because Greg doesn't care about his math test even though he should. Okay, how else is he going to solve for X? Great debates. You pick more words that you didn't already implement in the pictures and the word cousins, and you generate a concept-focused philosophical dialogue or a series of poems incorporating these words. Now, please, 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 either highlight the words or underline them or circle them or something, okay, so that I could see them. Your philosophical dialogue would just be like, Bill, Ted, what's up, Bill? Not much, Ted. I'm feeling most excellent. Whoa! I'm feeling most excellent too. I had the greatest thing happen to me. Whoa, Ted, would you please relate it to me in an anecdote? I would be glad to give you an anecdote about my ancestral story that involves me going on Ancestry.com to buttress my claim that my ancestors came from Sweden. Oh, dude, I'll totally listen and comply with your story. And maybe if it's good enough, I'll say something complimentary to commemorate your most gnarly but excellent storytelling. Okay? That just utilized 6 vocab words in the dialogue between friends. And what's the concept? Ancestry. What makes it commemorative or not? Obviously, if his ancestor from Sweden is not reputable, it's not going to be commemorated. But if his ancestor from Sweden invented the, Swedish Cuisinart, microwave oven 5000, that when the meal is done, it goes, okay, then obviously that would be worth commemorating. And there's your philosophical concept, whether or not your ancestry is, how do you know to commemorate it or not? It could be a series of poems, and you can make those as abstract as you want, as long as the words are used properly in context. And sometimes those can be really fun to read, and I might even give you a bonus. Okay. For the seek and destroy, you really just evaluate them. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate for you using the internet. You pick out 15 more words that you did not already utilize, or employ, and you try to see, you decipher whether or not they've been used properly on the internet machine here. So let's take a word like deference. Okay, I'm going to go to deference, ESPN.com. Okay. I don't really see deference in there. Oh, wait, we got it with Jimmy Garoppolo from 2016. Okay. And I've got, this is back when he was backing up Tom Brady. Okay. Um, Jimmy Garoppolo, there we go. There's our paragraph. So I'm going to keep this up here, drag my Google Doc over here, and let's say we're in seek and destroy. Looking at the format for this, the word is, let's say this is number 1, word deference. Web address. Go here, click that, Control C. Go here, Control V. All right, so I've got that. Include the paragraph. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, highlight it by double clicking on it, hit Control C, Control V. Okay, and I'm going to highlight this using my handy dandy Google tool. Okay, what's the next thing that I've got to do? Explain whether it's utilized properly. Okay, so it says here that he is striking a delicate balance between taking ownership of the team and showing respect and deference to Tom Brady in the process. So the word deference is utilized properly because it conveys the respect Garoppolo still has for Brady, even though he's working with the team more, because according to the article, Brady is out. Okay, deference is means to show respect towards those either in authority or in positions of responsibility. And because Garoppolo is demonstrating respect towards Brady, the word is deployed accurately. There we go. Like a missile or a torpedo on a submarine. Okay, now what does Part D say? Part D says if it's utilized properly, list some words the author could have implemented that would have been less effective. Less effective words would include disregard, ignorance, and abhorrence, because those all imply either laziness or outright hatred. And that is how you complete a seek and destroy for the word deference. All right. You're welcome, San Diego. The last section is the word roots. Take 5 words you think you might struggle with, because by this point you will have utilized all the words on the project. Write a 2 to 4 sentence summary about what the word originally meant or where it came from, but also add why you might struggle with it. And I have an example placed on there. A good way to do this is if you take the word acquisition and just type in acquisition word root. Okay, and there you go. It'll have it right there, and so you can look that up and consult that. The last one I want to do is part 6, which is, I think, it's not the toughest one to do, but it's the most fascinating one to explore. Word history. Call out 10 more words and analyze their frequency or history. And I give you an example here with a word like grueling. But let's take another example here. Despondent. Now I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in despondent Ngram viewer. Okay, and I click on that. And I do, there was something that I used to be able to, change the year on this. So let's see what's wrong with this. Okay. 1500, let's see. Nope, that doesn't work. All right, so we'll have to do from 1900. I see it peaks in 1900 and it valleys in 1984 because it was a great year. And then oh boy, around 2007, 2008. Now that was the time of the Great Recession. All right, so what I do is I go back to my Google Doc and I start typing in for the word history. The word despondent peaked right around 2008. All right, because the Great Recession caused an increase in the word despondent, or an increase in immediate coverage of how hopeless people felt because the economy was tanking. So you type that up and you share that with me, or you write it by hand. So that is a quick, well, not too quick, but hopefully an effective summary of how to complete this project. If you have trouble with anything, as always, email me, chris.pastor@wheelersburg.net. Thank you and have a great day.